Hey everybody, it's Eric. I'm making a game. It's called the Godkiller. It's a 3D top-down puzzle-solving adventure game. And I don't normally talk this fast. It's just that when you've said the same thing about 50 times, you start to be able to say it faster. So what are we going to do? We're going to do a demo of the game, recent progress made. And after that, I'm going to get to work. That's the basic structure of my streams. I demo at the beginning because it's going to be the most interesting part to some people, and then I start working. And some people would say the second part's the most interesting part to them. But you can have one or the other or both. Demo, and then the work, and then the work, and then the demo the next day. Wait, no, it's just, I'm making it too complicated. It's the demo, and then there's the work. Here we go. I said I was going to make some karaoke, and I wasn't fucking around. I'll show you. Alright. I did it one way, and I didn't like it. 2 days ago, I did it one way, and I just didn't like the result. It seemed like it was me good, but it wasn't good. Then yesterday, I did it a second way. And while it's not all the way done, I do see it working now. Whereas before I didn't see it working. It was underwhelming. Okay, where did I put it? Did I put it over here? Or did I put it way off to the left? Or the west, as I should say. Let me see. It's invisible until I hit play. I think I put it over here. It seems like the kind of thing I would have done. Okay, that's it. That's how it works, and it'll keep looping forever. And it'll start over and play the lyrics again. I have to limit my exposure to some of these songs because I'm going to hear them again and again and again and again. It's like eating the same food 20 days in a row. No matter how much you like potatoes, if you eat potatoes for every meal for 20 days, you're going to hate potatoes. So I'm trying not to listen to the songs too much. So I'm starting this session without a complete idea of what I'm going to do to complete this. I'm starting this in an open-minded state, thinking about the refinements I want to make to it. I know that the basic one line at a time with the syllables highlighting is what I want to do. And then the rest is going to be like, what size should the font be? Should I have it emit light? It's going to be aesthetic stuff. Should I use a different font? I already know I don't want to have 10 lines. That was my first experiment. I had like some scrolling text, and you can see it at the beginning of yesterday's demo. And it would put one line at the bottom, and then as it said a new line, it would scroll up. I don't need that anymore. I can just do maybe something that has 3 lines of display with larger text and allowing it to word wrap. And then we can have some really large, clear text. And I can sprinkle this these screens all over the place, because there's one generated texture that is created from this thing called a karaoke projector. The karaoke projector has got a camera that is aimed at some text, and that text renders to a texture. Now after it's on that texture, it's also on a certain material. That material is applied to a quad here. But I can just drop that quad all over the place. I can resize it. I can make it so like if you've got a journey, like you're walking up some steps and you're gonna go further down some corridors and things like that, that the different placements of the karaoke screen can be all along that path, so that as you're walking you'll see whatever the current part of the song is as you walk by the screen that's nearby you. Okay, so I'm going to start making notes about what I think could make this better. And I'll decide if I want to try to bite off all of those improvements in this session. It seems possible. There may not be much to do here at all, to be honest. But I just want to start in an open-minded way to kind of think through different ideas. Here, let's open a new one. Close this one. So I'll say, just looking at it, here are the things. Shrink. Have one line that can wrap to 3 lines, larger text. Okay, I'm just gonna, I'm not committed to anything yet, but I'm just gonna collect ideas. I'm brainstorming. I'll say fade in, out transitions on text, emission from text, letters that jitter. That could be interesting. Suppose that I broke this up into multiple text. God, I hate saying it over and over again. Text mesh pro. Let's say more TM Pro objects or components. One for each character, and then I could do something a little more like word art and have the letters kind of jiggle around a little bit. It does feel like I'll just write this down. I need more interesting display of text. Okay, different font. Want to distinguish look from blocks and letter gates. Right now it's using the exact same font, and it's got a lot of similarities. Trying to be open-minded. Different background or screen mesh for text to appear on. So I could have the text just pop up on walls, but it already seems to kind of violate the realism of this thing that was meant to look like the wall of a bathhouse, you know, with tiles, and you've got text just overlaid on top of it. it sort of begs the question, how? I mean, are you not just breaking the physical hints of the surface behind it by throwing text on top of it? So if I look at this wall, my mind is allowing itself a little bit to see it as something that could exist in the real world. You know, with little ceramic tiles with grout in between them. There is a normal map on it too, so they've got a little bit of depth. Although I've really got that minimized because it can look terrible. But if you just drop these flat pieces of text on top of that, I mean, it just doesn't really feel like something that could be real anymore. It becomes much more abstract. So is it a better thing to have something which is like a special surface that is designated for the display of this text? And if so, what would that look like? Let me jot some ideas down. It could be canvas hanging screen, you know, like the kind you would see in a conference room. A banner mesh, maybe cloth effects, a monitor screen. That's one of the easier ones to do. If I did have a monitor screen, I could add maybe a shader that distorts the text behind it. I should probably take a look at the some of the shaders that are out there. They might give me some inspiration. I did get a little bit in trouble with this before. Let me, instead of playing the YouTube video, which is almost certainly going to get some moderator type attention on me, let's do Oompa Loompa song. Because I do remember there was some kind of interesting text that they did with it. Oompa Loompa Oompa Doo Doo. Why am I not seeing any of the text that they had in the original? I see nothing on that. I do remember they had like an interesting kind of font effect. Oompa Loompa song font. I give up. Anyways, I don't think I'm going to get anything too insightful from that. Okay. So, I'm getting back to this plain, slightly boring but competent karaoke display. I'm starting to kind of like the idea of a monitor screen. What else though? What else? Something like a little weirder I could do. You gotta stay loose when you're brainstorming. You gotta write stupid ideas down. Maybe they lead to better ideas. An open mouth with an area inside of it in which words appear. So I guess it would be a little bit like strange sculpture. Maybe some giant lips. It would be made out of some material that is clearly like a building material, you know. You'd come up to it and you'd see the text inside of the mouth. Maybe a flower. Text appears in the center of it. Outstretched palm. Text appears in palm center. Rotating cylinder, but it always rotates to face you. That kind of thing I do like. I see my bandwidth just dropping to red and then going to yellow and back to green. It's probably not a good quality stream. I mean, I'm not saying that about the content that's coming from me, which is outstanding, but the transmission of the content, who knows? Might be a real shit show out there. If so, I'm sorry. I tried my best. My wife bought better internet for us. All right. Excellent to hear that, and also excellent to see you joining me. All right. I said I gotta get a little bit weird on my ideas here. I gotta get Davey Sleeves weird. So I'm just imagining, like, if we had something that always rotated the face. You do some good deving? You get some shit done? If you got a demo, I'm always good to go jump on a YouTube video and take a look. I gotta go see. I'm not gonna wait for you to tell me. Is there something there? Is there something there? Gatekeeper Games. No, don't say that. Don't say that. Wait, did I watch this? I did watch that one. I didn't watch the one previous. Okay. I'm just going to watch the previous one just for the hell of it. What? Ah, man, you're like one prototype every 3 days. Fall down. Do your moves. Do your dance moves, which are also fighting moves. That guy, oh, that was unprovoked. He was just standing there. He was just standing there. I love the textures in this, though. This is some cool textures. Corruption bleeds through the land. No one ever makes it out of the abyss. Oh, that guy's got attitude. Open the gate. Open the gate. You go in. Go into the gate. More dance moves. Da, 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 da. Cool. I realize this is like old news to you. I mean, it's like 2 days old. I love weird. Keep it weird. What else? I do think I'm sold on the idea that I want the text to appear on something besides just the wall. But some of these ideas, I think they're more interesting for me to type out than to what they'll actually be. Oh, you missed the earlier demo? I'll show it again. There we go. All right. That's it, basically. Yeah, exactly. That's one of the things. So I think I want a surface for it to appear upon other than the wall. I think I want to keep it simple too. Let's see. First time for everything. I think let's just go with the monitor screen. That's not too hard to make. It won't be hard to place. I can look at some different shaders that end up distorting it like a TV screen. Let me see if they've got that on the Asset Store. screen shader, I guess. Maybe CRT shader.
This is the introductory video for Ultimate CRT, a cathode ray tube simulation plugin for Unity 3D. I've set up an example scene and zoomed in to better show you what's going on.
You've seen it before?
So you can see what an unprocessed image would look like. First, let's add some blur to make the image a bit less sharp. CRTs were nowhere as sharp as LCDs. This looks good enough. Now, luminosity bleeding. This is my introductory video for Ultimate CRT, bigger, a cathode ray tube simulation plugin for Unity 3D. I've set up an example scene and zoomed in to better show you what's going on. Everything is turned off right now, so you can see what an unprocessed image would look like. First, let's add some blur to make the image a bit less sharp. CRTs were nowhere as sharp as LCDs. This looks good enough. Now, luminosity bleeding. This will make brighter areas a bit bigger and dark ones a bit slimmer. Okay, I think this is enough. We can add some dramatic aberration as well. RGB mask simulates what a shadow mask did on CRT. It separates color channels on per pixel basis. Some pixels will let only the red channel through, some only green and some just the blue one. Adding noise sounds like a bad idea, but if you adjust the right amount,
I can put the text on something that looks like a CRT screen or a monitor, and then just apply the shader to it so it looks a little more like it's being emitted as a piece of technology.
Okay, now let me zoom out before adjusting the remaining settings. We can add some horizontal interference to simulate a broken or flickering display.
Oh, that's cool.
Finally, we can set up things like shadow mask, curvature, overscan, or vignetting. Of course, you don't have to do any of this. There are 10 predefined models you can simply use in your game. Okay, so that's it. For more information, check the links in the description.
The guy seems like he's made a pretty complete shader
This
there.
is the introductory video for Ultimate here.
Yeah. Let's see. I will add that up in my tabs. This is a possibility. It's not bad. Oh man, come on. You need to have some videos. Unity Asset Store person. I don't know. It's not bad. Yeah, it sounds like your kind of music. Okay. The other thing is, I gotta make sure it's gonna work. Okay, all shaders support the SRP standard. Okay, cool. So it actually looks like it's more expensive, but it's got everything though. So if I try like 2 or 3 things and they don't really work, then I should be able to maybe find something else that's better. All right. I think I might be doing this out of order. I feel pretty confident I can get a good shader. So maybe I should design the model that the text will go on to first, and then I'll be able to maybe get some insight into what kind of shader I want from that. Okay. Alright, Davey. Catch you later. I'm thinking, like, what's the best way to make it curve out? Maybe I should just subdivide the crap out of this thing. I could also just kind of come in a little bit with this insets. Oh, it's the smallest I can make these. 0.02. You gotta let me do that one. Cool. I think I'll just go up a little bit each time. Just one. And I already spaced these so that it would be a little like a curve if I just go up by a constant amount on each one of these. There we go. For the edge over here, I'll pull that out a little bit. Okay. think I'll make a nice bevel on it. Starting to get hard to see what's going on with all these gizmos and wireframe. Oh, that's kind of cool. It's not helping me, but it's kind of cool. Oh, you can't see it all the way. Undo. Jesus. Pro Builder and undo. So this is a little bit hard to do. If I rotate this like they all rotate, and they don't like go around an axis or anything. What if I do it this way? That's the same thing. Group the selected faces. Yes, do that. Now can I rotate them? Oh, yes. I think 90 is the number I want. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think that works. Other thing I'm missing. There's a bunch of things I'm missing, but oh man, this crazy thing. How do I select all this stuff when it's got transparency? Yeah, that's. So let's take this and change it from cutout to opaque, and then suddenly I got an ability to select everything. Okay, the other thing I want to do is smooth these faces. Rest, the edges, I want some more better textures there. Okay. It's not bad. Okay, I need a better background. That's pretty easy though. Okay, what is this thing? It is my karaoke screen. Karaoke projector. Camera, your background. Just be, I don't know. Yeah. It's got a little bit of bulge in the middle. Kind of hard to see, but it's there. Okay. Needs a shader. Save. Karaoke camera. No, leave that. Karaoke screen, the new one. Alright, let me just take this thing down to where it goes. Oh. I do kind of like the idea of just keeping 3 lines. Oh, it's a beautiful plane that went by me. I'm not a fan of planes, I'm really not, but yeah, it was pretty though. Alright, let me get rid of the right lines. Screw it, let's just do 1. Let's do 1, keep it simple. Don't make everything more complicated than it needs to be. Center in the middle. Okay. I gotta get myself a root beer. I'm gonna be right back. Ah, root beer. Alright, so if I overload this, yeah, it works. Could actually do longer lines than what I was doing. Let's just say the letter I. Does it get really large? M. Alright, I think this works. Are there any other options for fonts? Oh, I made a new one earlier. Did I? Maybe I didn't. Okay. I think I can delete these lines. Don't know why it's not showing the camera now. Oh, gizmos. There we go. Okay, so there's that. Let's see what that looks like. I'll save it and go check it out. I kind of like that. It's off center. Alright. I do feel like I gotta get some other fonts in here. Alright, so let's make some fonts. Where are my fonts even kept? Let me think of one. Maybe just okay, where's all this stuff? Oh, I suppose this works as a way to browse. I mean, I can take one of these and copy it over. This Droid Sans Mono stuff. I think I've got more in other formats. None of the ones I've looked at seem more compelling than could do Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Let's try it. Let me play with some of these other things. If I say padding 1, what do I get? Well, it's less blurry around the edges. Let's do 20. What does that do? Yeah, it gets a little crazy. Okay. That's interesting though. Like I could get a much sort of murkier looking font if I wanted to be more mysterious. Let's go and try 5 again. Okay, that was pretty easy. Karaoke line. Oh, you're not doing well, are you? Okay. Let's bring the size down, I guess. Oh, weird. It switched me over. Maybe here is where I need to change it. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Yeah, I kind of like that. See what it looks like. Karaoke screen. How's it going, Z? What are you up to? Busy month. Working on your web app or anything else? Let's see. All right. I'm going to make an asset store purchase, but I'm going to turn off my screen because it might end up being like credential entry, going out to the world and all that. So I'll go to head view, big stupid head view engaged. Oh, you got a novel? You working on a novel? That's cool. Just walking through the Unity asset store pages to purchase an asset. I'll switch it back as soon as I get done with this little bit. All right. Yeah, that's one thing I've never done is write a novel. I've written a bunch of essays and I think in high school some short stories, but a novel, that's definitely an achievement. Yeah, it's a weird thing. I used to read a lot. I used to take a book to like a 24-hour restaurant and sit there and just read, and the waitress would get upset at me or the waiter because I was just staying there forever reading and only paying for a coffee one time. These days I still read a lot, but it's usually nonfiction. It's usually short form and a lot of audiobooks. And then You know, some people say it's not reading. You're not reading a book, but to me, it's the same content. But man, I used to read a hell of a lot more fiction. Just a lot. I get impatient reading. I get impatient. It's like, what is the thing I want from this book? Just give it to me. I should actually try just slowing down, just reading something for pleasure at some point. Some of my favorites. The best thing that I've read or heard recently is a book called Civilized to Death by... why am I forgetting his name? Christopher Ryan. This book I recently read and I just love it. And it talks about how it's not always true that we're in a better place today than we were in the past. Particularly like if you go way, 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 way back, like pre-cities, pre-agriculture. So there's a whole marketing campaign around progress and civilization, and we bought into it a little bit too much, maybe. So that's a recent favorite. Then classics, you know, like dystopian fiction, like Brave New World in 1984. Those are fun, and they still echo in my head a little bit. Let's see what else has been good. I don't know, man. This is the last thing I really, really enjoyed. It was recent. I have to dig a little bit to get at books. Some of them I liked while I was reading them, and then afterwards I thought they were trash. Fantasy and sci-fi. Okay. I really love the period of science fiction writing around the Second World War. It seemed like everybody was in a hurry to put big ideas into their fiction wherever they could. I like the kind of classic science fiction writers like Bradbury and Heinlein, who's just a weirdo, but I still like his stuff. Arthur C. Clarke, Isaac Asimov. I kind of like that old classic sci-fi stuff. More recently, I guess Frederick Pohl. Yeah. Fantasy, for whatever reason, I have not enjoyed as much as science fiction. But, you know, there's like Lord of the Rings, and I think when I was younger, I read more fantasy, like grade school age. And up to junior high, I would read quite a bit of fantasy, and then I sort of switched to science fiction. That's cool. Yeah. Let's see. What are... Yeah, I don't know. I read some cyberpunk stuff. It just didn't stick with me as long as other things, so I can't recall it as well. There's like that Snow Crash one I read. Everyone said, you gotta read it. I read it. It just didn't stick in my head. Like, I don't know why. It just didn't. It didn't even seem like a bad book. It just didn't stick in my head. Alright, let me see if I can get this CRT thing going. Do I want to import the whole thing? Is that gonna mess me up? Yeah, I've been doing this thing that's pretty good where I don't import it into the main project. I just go to a different project. come over to this project and maybe opening. Okay. So if I import into this project, I can use it to figure it out. Cool. Yeah. And if you ever have any, like, you know, like a link you want to share on the stream, I'm happy to pull it up and like look at it with you. Let's see. So let's do asset store. My assets. And this one. Import the whole thing. Let's see. Have you got a demo or something? Okay, read me. Editor? Read me. This is weird. Oh, up here. Info. Standard renderer, what's this one? Okay, so I want to import one of these. Good high def legacy standalone fix standard renderer. Post processing stack. I don't think I want post-processing because that'll just be the whole friggin' camera view. Oh, but wait. I can apply it just to the camera that the render texture is on. Alright, let me try this one. Example scenes. Yes, that's what I want. Not a good start. There are cubes. They don't appear to be working. Let me hit play, see what happens. Oh, I'm wrong. There's some shit over here. Okay, actually, that's pretty good. Turn off the maximize. Where is the screen thing they had? Okay, so you put I don't know if this is a list of like all the things they're doing, or if it's maybe something I can cycle through. I don't know. I'm gonna go on to the next scene just to see if it's any different. Whoa, that's weird. Weird. The hierarchy, how things are arranged, is really different than I expected. Directional light, vent system. Post processing volume. Oh, I guess I could fiddle with these things maybe. Okay, so that's with nothing turned on. I can just play with these a little bit and see what effect would potentially look good. Jitter, that's kind of cool. That's a lot though. It looks like I could turn it down if I wanted. So 0.5. Let's max it, just get stupid. Okay. Seems alright. Let's try this one. Twitch vertical. That's obnoxious. Stretch. Don't know why there's two check boxes. It seemed like one should suffice. Alright, let's put this down. 0.1. Turn off this top one just so I can see better what's going on. Okay. What's the TV effect? Oh, kind of like a Moore pattern. Man, this person that put this together really added a lot of stuff into it. There's a lot here. Gotta give him some credit. One thing I'd like is scan lines. Let's see if I can find. Oh, here we go. Starting to like that. Don't see any difference in the speed. Take off distortion and it all just goes away? What? Okay. Huh, weird. Yeah, no kidding. I'm just doing trial and error. This is just somebody just made a lot of knobs to twiddle. I'm actually impressed with it, but it's gonna be a lot for me to figure out. And then when I think I'll use this to get the basic thing I want, but after that it'll be I won't be done. I'll have to like move it over to the other project. Vignette's pretty nice. It does feel like I could have a random crappy TV from the 1980s next to me, and I could probably get the screen to look just like that crappy TV. Whatever the characteristics of that old equipment had, I would probably be able to use this to match it. It's so exhaustive. I have to give some credit to the developer for having so much in here. Also, I don't want to overload on this either. Okay. Yeah. Good for you, you crazy developer. Putting all this stuff in there. Oh, there's a nice static effect. Alright, I think I need to import this stuff into the other project and try it on my specific stuff. So I'll just make a note of the ones that seemed promising. RL Pro Bleed. Let me see. Do I want that jitter? Yeah, I do like the jitter. Jesus, so many options. Glitch. That's kind of cool. I think I just got to bring all these in and try them on my specific thing. The jitter, yeah, the jitter's fun. I don't know how old you are, but did you ever work with like some just junky old TVs and see all their nonsense? So many things to play with here. Well, yeah, this takes me back a little bit. I mean, I was a kid in the 80s, and we had one, like, crappy black and white TV. There's 4 channels you could get on it, but only if everything was perfect, and you'd have to like fiddle around with the antenna, and it was, but still, it was like the only TV we had, so we'd just gather around it and like try to get it to work, and somebody would be getting up in the middle of a show and trying to get the antenna right so it'd come in, and yeah, it was crazy. Alright, so let's go to the real project. I am starting to get excited about applying this effect. EverQuest, yeah. I was afraid to play EverQuest. Everyone was saying, "Oh, it's so addictive," and I just like, I don't know. That sounds like my kind of crack. I'm gonna stay away from that. Same with World of Warcraft. Really? Okay, I don't need like a huge amount of things here I don't need, but it's hard to be able to say which ones. Let me get rid of the legacy, get rid of the high definition. README, do I need the README? I think I don't need the README. Do I need the resources? Okay, these do seem like they're applicable. Hopefully there's not too much non-shader code. I don't mind shader code as much. It's just all the other code littering up my console with warnings. Okay, let me try this. Take the karaoke camera, add post process. Was it layer or volume? I always forget. Let's try layer. Okay, how did I do it on the other one? I forget. It was player cam, you had your post-process layer, you had the post-process volume. Volume has got all the overrides underneath of it. Do I need the layer? I can't remember. Karaoke camera. Let me see if I can do it without the layer. I didn't see it on the other camera. I don't think I did. No, do not apply it to the whole scene. No. There we go. Oh, that's right. I gotta go to Limitless Unity Development. I guess let's just import everything. Come on, where you at? Where are you at? Go check out this main camera thing again. Post-processing volume. Okay. Yeah, I don't know about this. So if I hit play, does it? Ah, dang it. What? Hmm. Hmm. Let me do a re-import, I think. Just import everything this time. Don't like that. Move this to trash and just do a fresh import. Last time I just opened this. Yeah, go ahead, reload it. Okay, now, don't, what? I don't get it. Don't get it. So why would that be the case? Could be my Gamedev. Okay, I think I got it. It does have to do with Gamedev. Pretty sure this is it. So if I go to assets, third-party assets, and I have to say what I'm going to use. Okay, so how about if I go and look at my project Gamedev. So maybe I just go to the third-party assets. I add in the thing it's asking for. Maybe. Unity post-processing. Dang it. Okay. Oh, you importing something. Is that what you're doing? Yeah, that's not doing shit. Undo. I don't think this actually is helping me, so let's remove that. And now I can't remove it? What? Oh, maybe I have to apply it. Let me try that. Interesting. Yeah, it seems like it's coming into conflict with something else now. This is the shit I hate about third-party assets. I really hate it. That's why a lot of times I end up just writing my own stuff. The thing that I imported is redundant import. I don't want it then. No, why won't you let me remove it, Unity? Unity, why can I not remove the thing that I added? What the hell is wrong with you? Why? Now I can't get rid of the new errors because you won't let me. Oh, God, that's so stupid. Alright. Get status. Get. Where's it at? Oh, I'm off in a different directory. Okay. Bam. Don't quite trust myself to, to edit this with Unity running, to revert it with Unity running, so I'm going to just save all this garbage and quit out. And then let's fucking undo, since Unity IDE will not allow me to undo it. I'll undo it in the brute force way. little bit dangerous, prone to corruption. But what other choice did it give me? Yeah, Unity would not allow me to undo a change I made into it, which introduced more bugs. And so I had to do a brute force undo of it by just reverting the file without using Unity to edit it. And that is the type of thing that can create corruptions, but I didn't see any other option. So this new fancy friggin' awesome shader collection is conflicting in all kinds of different ways. And actually, it kind of looks like it ignored the thing that I just did, which is not good. Okay, did remove this. So I had added a dependency here, and then that caused a whole bunch of errors. So I said, oh, that's fine, let's take it out. It didn't help me. And then click on this little button to remove it. It wouldn't allow me to remove it. So I had to go in and just revert the file that this is all based upon. Bad practice, but I had no other choice. None that I know of that were practical anyways. Let's see. You're gonna let me play? You probably won't. Sure. Go ahead, ask. Yeah. So it's stuff like what I'm dealing with right now that you get in this sort of ecosystem type of a thing with Unity. But there's so much inside of Unity. There's so many different components. There's so many individual subsystems, and it's just large and vast and sprawling, and a lot of them aren't really architected together in a cohesive way. So you get with an engine, and Unity is like maybe even more than an engine. I'd call it something like an ecosystem. With an engine, you get more kind of janky problems to figure out. I mean, these are just generalities. But you get more power, too. A framework is a little more limited in what it sets out to do. And you could even, say, scale it back from framework to, say, a library. So, like, if you had... So it sets out to do less. A framework sets out to do less than an engine does. But maybe because it tries to do less, there's less kind of confusing problems to deal with, like configuration related things. Like what I'm doing right now is more of an engine problem. But if you even want to go further on the side of I just want my shit under control, then you'd say not even a framework, but a library. And the difference between a library versus a framework is that the library doesn't ask you to implement the source of your game in a certain way, whereas a framework might. A library says, I have certain APIs, I have certain interfaces you can call, and then something will happen in response. Whereas a framework would say, organize your source code in the following way. Like if you're going to have a screen, then have it derived from a screen class and support these certain events. So sometimes with a framework, you end up implementing things that the framework needs in order for all the parts to work together in one system. In the library, it would just say, I can do this for you. Go ahead and call my APIs to accomplish that if you want. It's less pushy about how you're going to organize things. An engine is, that's on the maybe even a step past the framework. That's you're going to enter into our world and you're going to create some code and some different assets that run inside of this whole engine. So it's just like the framework is right in the middle between the very unassuming, asking for nothing from you library. The framework is like, we will ask for you to do things, structure your code in certain ways, and influence the shape of your project. The engine is, you're in our project, add the little bit of stuff that you want to do inside of the engine. So it could be less work overall with the engine. On average, it'd be less work, but you have less control. And so if you're really angling for great performance, if you don't want your game to fall apart 10 years from now because the engine changes, then just stick away from the engine. Maybe go for the framework. Now, if you use the framework and you say, okay, this is a little bit better, but I still don't like that. I've got to structure all my code a certain way. I've got to define certain interfaces and things that the framework needs. Then you say, screw that. Just give me a library. Give me like a OpenGL library or a Vulkan or something like that. Or if you go old school, there's like the SDL library. Then you have the most control, but you have to do the most work. So it's just a slider between control and work. And that's basically it. Right now I'm suffering from a lack of control. Clear. How do I just force it to rebuild? Maybe I can just do a build. Clean the solution. I did break it, and it's really fucking annoying how I did. break it too. Just trying a few things and now it's in a weird state. Bothers me. Okay, so I gotta delete this guy again because it's causing me grief. And let's go to a different scene. Open scene, different scene, different scene. Just go to a different scene so I can get this one out of memory. Don't save it. No reason to. Alright. Ah, craziness. Craziness. I can't. I'm not even ready to deal with that right now. Let's go to a different scene. See, this is even more examples of a lack of control. So I made some changes in my other scene, and they've caused a different scene to suddenly have crazy, out of control blooming lights, and it's a bit of a black box. It's definitely the bad side of Unity. I don't know if you've heard the term black box before. It just means there's some component or part of the system that you can't see inside of, and you're ignorant of it, and when it works, you don't need to know anything about it. But when it doesn't work, you can't see inside of it. You don't have the source code, and so alright, let me see if I can import this again. Yeah, Davey, I got like a really wonderful third-party asset for this retro look stuff, this screen stuff. It's just having like compilation issues and build problems. And it worked in one project that I pulled it into, and then I bring it over here, and suddenly it's all crazy chaos. Okay. That was the one I used last time. I don't even know which game you're talking about, man. You got like a different game every 5 minutes. Dude, wait, okay, have you got... I'll take a little break. If you've got like a video or something. There we go. We're gonna see it. We're gonna see it right now. The Meta Anthology. Boom. I like the dock. Freaky dude. I don't know about that. Whoa, that's cool. I gotta say, you throw a lot together fast. Oh, I'm sure you got some good reusable parts at this point. You can drop in real quick. That looks fucking cool right there. I'm guessing you got like an extra camera that's rendering to a texture that's going on that first part. Huh. Oh, that was cool. I'm gonna watch parts of that again. Okay, so this screen here, is that a render texture? Yeah, it was good, yeah. You stole it from me. You were watching my karaoke screen stuff. And you know you and me were a fan of the Bloom. The Bloom is some good shit. It's pretty cool to see like this screen without any bloom effect on it. And then outside this is like a lot different. Yeah. Alright. Here's what I'm thinking. You got a visual style. And it's not bullshit. I mean, there's certain recurring themes in your different games. There's a certain visual style. It is interesting to look at. It feels to me though like you should choose a path, and the path should either be art game, like exploration, looking at things that are kind of cool to behold, but like not that much is required of you, and it's okay if it's weird and it doesn't quite make sense, because you're not going to suddenly be penalized for taking a bad path. Okay, that's one route, the art game. The other route is if you really are insisting on having like some kind of proper game, like with oriented towards a game goal, then you have to be less chaotic, like, because it's hard to understand. It's hard to understand, like, if you're going off to the left or something, you're suddenly going to go down a trench. Like, if you go art game, then that kind of stuff doesn't matter. You just kind of fiddle around a little bit and you're in new places and it's all good and you just flow from one thing to the other. And that can be like really fun, actually. But then, like, if you want a proper game, then I think you would want to put some guardrails on some of the stuff and have a little more consistency. That is my honest feedback. Alright, now I gotta go back to making my stuff not be broke. Yeah, I always like looking at your stuff though. Like it sometimes it amuses me. Sometimes it intrigues me a little bit. Like, huh. Okay, I'll try this again. And if it doesn't work this time, I think I'll send a message to the developer and I'll just say, I got this problem. And I'll just move on to something else and see if asynchronously the developer comes back with something useful. Alright, so here I have all the errors again. Oh, one other thing I was going to try. I can fix it by removing the new thing that I want to put in it. I at least know how to do that. Asset package manager. And then, let's see, post-processing. Let's see, it seems to be complaining it doesn't have post-processing. Post. All packages. See, I've already got it though. I've already got it. So my best guess is it's confused about the extra ASM-def. There's a press 1,000 buttons in the corner. I think it's confused by the ASM-def files I put in there, but they're there for a reason. So I don't know. I'm gonna take out this thing and then I'll come back to it or something. All right. I almost maybe would have better luck with a less deluxe shader that just did a few things but was made just for one pipeline, the one I've got, and it just wasn't such a complex project, just like one shader file that does everything. And oh, that's tricky. It's pretty easy to do particle effects for snow. There's shaders that do snow, but the thing that you said that's trickier is having it build up on the ground. The way I would do it is I would combine it with either the particle effect or the shader just to show the flakes, and then I would have some different meshes on the ground, kind of like these, like the ice ones down here, but they would be dynamic, and they would the mesh would, like points of it, I would programmatically make rise up after a bit. But then you start thinking, like, how do you make snow drifts, and like how do you make it like really accumulate like actual snow, and it just gets trickier and trickier. It's a similar problem to water. You can start with water and never be done with it as far as making it more like the real thing. Okay, so let me think. Is there anything else I can add to this besides that effect? Let me take one more look at this. I'm getting sick of the song. I'm going to turn the volume down. Okay. I feel like the middle part of it would be nice if it bulged out a little bit more, so I'm going to go back and see if I can get that to be a little more old school. Let's go ahead and replace. I think. What does this one look like now? Okay. Screw that one. Just get rid of that one. So this one's good, right? Yeah. Okay. Alright, so let me take each one of these and just pull down a little bit further. It's a little more bulbous. Occurs to me I should just try on the projector. I should just try the built-in. Dang it! I don't need two of these scripts though. Okay, hold on. Okay. Karaoke script. Good. That's kind of messed up. Okay. Number of things to fix here. So let's see. Karaoke projector. Don't need two scripts, I just need one. Camera. Let's add some effects, but the built-in ones. I don't have to do anything with the third-party asset on. So we'll do, let's see. Vignette. I don't see it having any effect on the camera. Something's off. Yeah, I'm not getting that. Maybe if I look in the game, I'll be able to see it. Maybe it's just a camera preview. It's not. Stupid pipe is getting in my way. I don't think the post-processing I added is going to work. I'll go check it. So there's no post-processing. I don't understand why. Although if I'm honest, post-processing was always kind of weird for me. It would not have a lot of logic to when it would work or not. So all this stuff is not doing anything. So let's do maybe it doesn't work on render textures? I don't know. David, when you were doing the render texture for that camera, in the game prototype that you showed me with the spaceship, were you able to get any post-processing effects on the camera that was going to a render texture? So like this guy here, there's a render texture. On that camera that created that, you could add a post-processing effect and then maybe it would have worked. I don't know. Alright, let me see. Unity, post-processing, render texture. I hate it. He was describing the exact same problem I had, but his solution was trivial and doesn't apply to me. I don't know. Seems like I should be able to do this without post-processing. Seems like I should just be able to put some kind of shader on top of the material. Let's remove post-process volume, post-process layer. Alright. I think I want to do one more thing, one more improvement, so I can declare some victory and just save any post-processing stuff or shader magic for tomorrow. Okay, so what is one more thing I can do that's going to be helpful? Fix my code because my code is right now assuming some crazy stuff. up the size a little bit so it's more easy to see the formatted word or the emphasized word. Then let's take the karaoke projector and overwrite this guy. Alright, I'm getting to the end of my session here. I'm just going to check out the changes I just made. And if they didn't introduce a new problem, I'm going to call that my session victory. And come back later and do the rest. Alright, that's it. That's the session. Z, Davey, thanks for joining. If anybody else is on, hi. See you later. Alright, stopping the stream. Stopping it. Stopping the stream now. Have a good weekend, everybody.